Hello, it's 10:16 p.m. here on March 23rd, 2017. This is Dylan Lang, and I'll be doing my show, The Comic Hall, today. Real quick, my show is just basically these are comic books that I picked up at the comic book store, the ones that I read. Get this light out of my way. Here we go. The ones that I read. Doesn't mean they're the only ones that are out, but these are the ones that I collect, and I need to cut down, as I've been saying, but I want to try to show you what I've got and what's out there, so you guys can go to your local comic book store, pick up what you want. As I said, this isn't everything that's out. There are a ton of books out. I can't afford every single thing that comes out, but these are the ones that I got, and so maybe it'll entice you to go to your local comic book store and just check out the kind of stuff we've got going on. So without further ado, I will show you my stuff because it's getting late. This is the comic haul for this week. Big, huge changes in the DC universe. You thought the rebirth was big. Well, the next step in the rebirth saga takes place in Action Comics number 976, the final part of the Superman Reborn storyline, which makes a huge, big change to not only Superman, but also the entire DC universe with Rebirth. That'll have reverberations to go for a while. It's written by Dan Jurgens with art by Doug Mahnke, inks by Jaime Mendoza, Christian Almay, and Trevor Scott. And so, of course, you get right off the bat, you get Mixpilic, Mixoplick, whatever you want to call them. So, some good stuff. So, but yes, major changes coming to Superman and the DC universe. Detective Comics 953. This is the variant cover. I just love this cover. I think it's really great. It's written by James Tynion IV with art by Christian Duce and Fernando Blanco, with Alex Sinclair and Alan Pasalacqua. So, Detective Comics is the Batman team book where he teams up with a bunch of his family members and they take on certain things. This is taking on the not the Suicide Squad, the Assassin's Guild. So interesting stuff going on. So I picked it up. Some nice looking artwork here and good storyline as well. All right, next up we have, I love this cover, Batgirl number 9. And bear over here, Batgirl number 9. Written by, I like the artwork too, Hope Larson with art by Chris Wildgoose and John Lamb. So I kind of like the artwork in this. Continuing the Son of Penguin storyline. So it's a different book, but you know, Barbara Gordon is fantastic as Batgirl, always has been, and it's a fun little book to check out. An homage to an old Green Lantern cover. It's Hal Jordan, the Green Lantern Corps number 17. This is also big changes. The return of Green Lantern Kyle Rayner in his old uniform. This details how he loses the white ring. Let's see, I think it's written by Robert Venditti with art by Ethan Van Sciver. Yep, so here's that, through his return. And big things are changing. Again, big changes in the DC universe. This is just the beginning. So, that continued. Wonder Woman number 19, written by Greg Rucka with art by Liam Sharp. This is the present day Wonder Woman storyline. Eventually they're going to converge together. Good saga where Wonder Woman is having trouble getting her memory back about what her life is because of all the changes that are going on. And I'm sure what happened in Superman will reverberate through here a little bit more too. Eventually leading into this storyline, and it'll probably be spreading more into the Wonder Woman saga as well to make some interesting things. So another big change is in Flash number 19, with the return of a old villain of the Flashes, surprise villain at the end. I won't spoil it for you. Joshua Williamson's writer, Jesus Moreno, and Carmine Di Giandomenico pencilers. Andy Owens and Carmine Di Giandomenico is the inkers. So, but again, the theme for this week seems to be big changes, starting with what happens in action, which will have a reverberation through all the DC Universe books. And the newest Flash issue, the one I have in my hand right now, does have a killer ending to it. I'm just going to show you just the last little hint before it. So you can wait to find out what that is. Check it out yourself. More changes, big changes coming to Teen Titans #6, new story arc with the rise of Aqualad to get back to the way the Teen Titans cartoon was. They brought Aqualad back. I think they made him gay also. So that's pretty cool to have a new character as well. And so now you have a couple of Aqualads. It's written by Benjamin Percy with art by Koi Pham and inks by Wade Van Grubberger. So Aqualad is back and has joined the Teen Titans, so should be a good thing. So check that out. Big changes. Deathstroke #15, Christopher Priest, Larry Hama, Carlos Paglione. Ooh, look at that. Nice artwork on that one right there. It's a vicious story, but it's very well written. Jason Paz is the anchor, so good stuff going on in Deathstroke, believe it or not. So I highly recommended that as well. And his, all of his kids are available, and it's the Prism of Time. So interesting stuff. That's it for the DC Rebirth stuff. From Young Animal, it's funny, Mother Panic must have gotten behind because this is like the 3rd issue in like almost 3 or 4 weeks. So I think they're finally caught up now. Mother Panic #5, Jody Hauser, writer, art by Sean Crystal. Gotham City has another superhero, but it's a bizarre take on Gotham City. But it's a entertaining comic nonetheless. But I think this might be it for Mother Panic now. I mean, I think they were playing catch up, so it took them a little while to get caught up. I think now they're caught up the way they're supposed to be, so good for them. Speaking of someone who needs to get caught up is Doom Patrol. They're way behind right now, but Doom Patrol #5 is out this week, written by Gerard Way, and art by Nick Darrington. So Doom Patrol is Doom Patrol. It's bizarre, it's weird, but that's what you expect from Doom Patrol, particularly after Grant Morrison got a hold of it. And from that point on, you couldn't do a normal Doom Patrol story. That's it for DC. For Marvel, we have The Amazing Spider-Man Renew Your Vows #5. I guess this is going to be a regular series now. It follows Peter Parker and Mary Jane, who are married, and they have their daughter, and all of them have superpowers, and everything's great. It's written by Jerry Conway with art by Nathan Stockman. So it's good to see Peter Parker and family working together. So good stuff. Never gonna have too much Spider-Man. I put that last. No, I'll do it now. In the world of Star Wars, Darth Maul #2, written by Cullen Bunn with art by Luke Ross. Darth Maul. It's a kind of a prequel to Phantom Menace. It just details what happened to him before he met up with Obi-Wan and stuff like that, and introduces characters from the Clone Wars story, that cartoon, and got that. So Hulk #4 out this week as well. It's written by Mariko Tamaki with art by Nico Leon. Continues to be just look at the post-traumatic stress disorder and how it affects people. Particularly in this case, it's Jennifer Walters, who I don't think the Hulk has even appeared in any of these issues because she's suffering from, as we said before, PTSD. So I'm sure she's going to make her appearance very shortly. Black Panther #12 may very well be my last issue of it. Nothing against Black Panther, but I need to start cutting back a little bit. So we'll see what happens. It's written by Ta-Nehisi Coates with pencils by Brian Stelfreeze and Chris Sprouse, inks by Brian Stelfreeze, Carl Story, and Scott Hanna. As I said, I've known Chris Sprouse for a while. I met him a long time ago. I like his stuff. And Brian Stelfreeze's stuff is always good too. It's just time to start cutting down on comics and you start saving my money for certain things. So this might be my last issue, but we shall see. But still, I recommend people still read it. I had to finish, since it's only a 4-issue miniseries, I had to get it. It's expensive, but Doctor Strange and the Punisher, Magic Bullets, just to have these two characters who you would never expect to teaming up together. It's written by John Barber, storyboards by Jason Muir, artist Andrea Brocardo. So it's just, it was a 4-issue miniseries. It was expensive, more expensive than I wanted to spend, $5 per issue. But the fact that it's the Punisher and Doctor Strange working together is just one of the most bizarre things I have ever heard, and I had to see what happened. So now that's done. I don't have to worry about that anymore. That's it for Marvel. Independence. Francesco Francavilla goes back to his noir art with Spirit the Corpse Makers #2. He wrote and drew this, and he fits into the noir thing perfectly. Books like this, which are holding up Afterlife with Archie, but you know what? He wanted to get this done. It's what he does. He likes the film noir stuff, and it looks very pretty. So check it out. Black Hammer #7, Jeff Lemire, Dean Ormston. This nice artwork. Jeff Lemire has always got really good, bizarre stories as well. He tells some good tales, so it's good to see that he can actually do something that he creator owns. So it's good in that. Curse Words #3, Charles Soule and Ryan Brown. So Charles Soule is very interesting, and it's magic and fantasy and all kinds of stuff like that. So as Charles Soule wrote it, so it's always good stuff to see. Reborn #5, Mark Millar, Greg Capullo, Jonathan Glapion. Good story idea, beautiful artwork. It's a fantastic series, and can't wait to see where it's gonna go. I don't even know how many more issues we got, because Millar's tend to be about 5 or 6. It's going to be 6 issues. Okay, so all right, so there's that. Last but not least, I wasn't going to pick this up, but it is a #1, and looks like they're rebooting him, so I figure why not? Valiant has been doing pretty good. This is Exo Man of War #1, the newest #1. Matt Kint is the writer. Artwork is by, where are you? Artwork. Art by Tommaso Giarello. So I had to pick up the new Exo Man of War. I got Exo Man of War when it first came out a long time ago, but then I didn't get on the Valiant train when it came up a few years ago. So I guess after 50 issues, they canceled it and are rebooting it, I guess. Figure may as well get it on the ground floor and see where I am. One thing that isn't on here that I will probably pick up tomorrow is the Flintstones trade paperback. It is, as I mentioned before, believe it or not, the most socially conscious comic book out there today. And if you missed out on the comics, I highly recommend picking up the trade. It collects the first 5 or 6 issues, I think, and you can see for yourself the social issues that we are dealing with today are done in a comedic, humorous way with the Flintstone characters in a more realistic look. So I'll be getting that probably this weekend, and so I don't have any much more to say except go out to your local comic store, support your local comic store, go to the comic shop locator service, your search engine, type in CSLS. They will get you, and then type in your zip code when you get to the website, and it'll give you all the comic book stores within a 50-mile radius of your house, and you can pick which one you want to go to, check it out, and see what you like. Just go. What do you got to lose? Go in, check it out. Check out some of the books I showed you here. Check out the Flintstones trade paperback, or just go in to see what I didn't buy. So on that note, I am going to be putting my comics away, and I will be saying a pleasant good night to you. Dylan knows my other show will be on tomorrow, 9 o'clock. So check that out. Tomorrow, Friday, being Friday, 9 p.m. with Jerry Fletcher. We'll be talking top 10 tearjerker movies. So have fun, be good, go buy comics, and have a great weekend.